With spring having sprung, although the weather's been a bit weird in the UK, today it's shining. Hopefully you can see it coming in through the window. I felt inspired to talk about freshening up our insides, and I wanted to talk about the joy of rearranging our pictures, rehanging pictures, all that stuff. Hello, I'm Joni Mack, and I'm here to talk about our best interior lives. I love all things colour, styling, rearranging, refreshing, using what we have in our space. And I want to bring everybody along on my journey. So here are my top 5 tips for what to do with pictures on your walls in your spaces. In fact, not just pictures. So let's start there. Top tip number 1. Don't be afraid about what you hang on the wall. Hang anything. Something, who says it has to be a picture? Put anything up. Look at these gorgeous gold flowers I have on my walls. Think differently. Think about the shape, the structure, the shadows it might cast in the place. Think differently and enjoy it. The biggest thing that I always repeat comes in at number 2. Lower, lower, lower. Hang those pictures lower. We all we go into houses and all the pictures are hung as high as the person who's hung them, but actually the majority of time we look at a picture when we're sitting down or we're walking through a space. You want the key part of that picture to be at eye level, not up there. Now, I do break a rule. If I was doing a whole stacked wall, I might put one picture above another, but in general, hang them lower. Hang them lower. Here's top tip number 3. Why not lean them up against the wall? There is something about that leaning and layering of pictures that can work so well. In fact, even tucking a picture behind a lamp on a table or a top, it gives it greater depth. It makes great interest. You look at that picture differently. Number 3 is don't just think it's got to be that perfectly framed piece. Mix antiques and junk with the good stuff. It's about the aesthetic and how it works for you. It's about embracing you, your story, the people who live in your place. So having a funny old poster that you've ironed and then chucked into an IKEA frame alongside some beautiful portrait, if they sit well together, tell a story, then go for it. Number 4 is all about when you create a gallery wall. Now, a lot of us love the idea of a gallery wall, but it's about how you approach that. Now, you can go for a whole set of geometry. A bit of a nightmare when you hang it, but if you do it, what I would say is be consistent about either the framing or the spaces between the pictures. You want the frames to all be cohesive, and then it doesn't matter what's in the frames, they create the structure. Or if you're doing a completely random wall, you want to ensure that the gaps between each of the pictures are the same, top, bottom and side. Otherwise, it'll cause somehow a kind of bit of a hot mess in your eyes. Also, are we at number 5? I could go on and on. When you're hanging a piece above a piece of furniture or a shelf or whatever, do consider hanging it really low. Consider how it'll interact with the things that are on those shelves. Even consider where a mirror is hung and think about a picture overlapping a mirror or on the edge of. Just think differently about it, about pictures. Or photographs, whatever they are. Don't just think about them as things that you hang on the wall or you have propped on the top of the piano or whatever. Think about them as part of the whole story of the space. Think about the shape of the frame, the colours, the interaction with the other pieces that are there. Your best picture may end up in the loo because, apart from that probably everybody would see it then, maybe the colours work there. But don't be too fussy about it all. Don't be afraid of a total jumble. But equally, if pared back is your aesthetic, pare it back. We look at things with fresh eyes when we rehang them. And I think ultimately that's the most important thing for me. You know, when you rearrange the furniture in a room, suddenly it's a new room. We lose sight of the pictures on our walls. We stop seeing them. But then you take them from the hallway and you hang them above the dining room table, and suddenly you see it afresh. You understand the reason why you have it in the first place. Enjoy your spaces, but enjoy the things within them. It's not always about going and changing up everything. It's about rethinking what you already have and rearranging it, but rearranging it so it speaks in the best manner possible. So I've already said, hang them lower. Hang them lower behind a sofa. Have one big one behind a sofa, or two, or a pair. Think with fresh eyes. Look at some of the images I've put up here. When you go into a space and you see the pictures in the place, actually stop a moment and register why it was that your eye was drawn to that. We don't live in art galleries with just that's all the space that is in there, but actually in some ways I think pictures become part of the life of a space. I do hope you join me next week. Who knows where I'll be taking it next week. I felt really inspired today because I'd rehung some pictures and I just wanted to talk about it. So do come join me next week, talk about our best interiors life and creating the same. Links to all the courses and all that stuff that I do is down below. But I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.